Hello, beach friends. Today we're going to be visiting Lovers Key State Park, complete with this brand new footbridge that is finally open. Hurricane Ian forced many changes on us here in Southwest Florida, but I've learned to just roll with what comes because peace is not found in controlling the storm, but in surrendering to the wind. Now, speaking of wind, I've gotten pretty good at reading weather reports and anticipating what might happen while I'm at the beach. But it's always good to have a game plan if the weather is going to get squirrely. And I will need to deploy the old hide under the bridge tactic, and I'll tell you about that shortly. Now, this painted egg cockle is reminding me that this beach was dredged recently. So there is a lot of new sand bringing in different treasures. Fort Myers Beach got the nutmegs, Lovers Key got those painted egg cockles, and some other fun surprises that will be revealed toward the end of the video. I love white calico scallops, so I'm having a good old time. And look, here's another white. This is a coquina. So at least there's a couple of fun things here. Now, when I got to the beach, I started hearing the rumbling, and man, I was really bummed out because I wanted to shell here, but it was obvious I was going to need to figure something out. So where I came onto the beach, like I mentioned, was the new footbridge, which is here. This right here is a very sturdy concrete bridge. So that's going to be my shelter. So I'm going to shell in between those 2 points until I need to kind of duck under there like a troll. Now, this is a broad paper cockle or a spiny paper cockle. I'm not exactly sure which. They look so similar to me, and there's going to be a whole bunch of other really great shells, and I'm telling you, there is one that just absolutely knocked my socks off. And then I did tell you last week that yes, we are going to find a couple of those crowns. So if you're ready to see what all Lovers Key is going to give us today, let's go to the beach. A spiny jewel box. I do like a good spiny jewel box, especially have some good spines on it. Not terribly uncommon, but the ones I was finding today, they just happen to be really kind of spiky and spiny. Oh, I just think they're cool. And for whatever reason, the scientific name of the spiny jewel box just really kind of interested me. And we're going to nerd out for just a minute. So the scientific name for the spiny jewel box is Arcinella cornuta. Arcinella loosely means little box or small chest, which fits perfectly with the common name jewel box. Now, cornuta comes from the Latin word cornu, meaning horn. The suffix uta indicates possession, so a cornuta means horned. So the name Arcinella cornuta roughly means horned little box, a poetic and fitting name for the spiny jewel box, if you ask me, with its small, ornate, chest-like shape and distinctive spiny horns. I just thought that was really cool and not surprising. So the spiny jewel box, or the horned little box, is one of the fun shells we can find down here in Southwest Florida. Now, with the new sand that came here to Lovers Key, so did the painted egg cockles. I've been picking these up for about 8 months. Every time I come to Lovers Key, they are still here, which is kind of fun. Eventually, they likely will peter out. Look, a Mexican Tellin. That's another thing that's really kind of strange for this beach. They were showing up as well. That one has a little hole in it. That's okay. Kind of fun. I was finding those over on the East Coast lately, too. So that is a Mexican Tellin. And another. I think these are swell. It feels like I never ever found them, and then all of a sudden they were here all the time. Plus, keep in mind, I'm only shelling like that little strip of beach because I do hear rumbling, and I fear I will have to take a cover soon. Look at that calico scallop. Isn't that pretty? Oh, that's just lovely. So yes, I got way too uncomfortable to stay exposed, and I did hide under this bridge. It's a nice big concrete bridge, and so I just hung out under there. I probably was there for about maybe 15 minutes or so, and while I was doing that, I was kind of checking on the weather. So I'm the blue dot. Yeah, and those red dots, that's lightning. That one right there was only 0.3 miles away. So that was not that much fun, and it did kind of peter out. It was you know, the rain kind of came through. So like 15 minutes later, I felt safe enough to kind of wander out. And I was happy because I was still very close to the beach. It's not like I had to go all the way back to my car. I was just lucky that I hadn't gotten too far. Now, check this out. This is what it looks like today. When I was here back in November, this is what the beach looked like. This was before renourishment. So the bay was there, and then the Gulf was right there. So this beach, it kind of did need more sand. So you can see the pipe, that was from the dredging. So I don't love it. It is what it is, though. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to go with the wind. So I walk over this brand new giant beach down to the water, and we can continue our beach combing. All right, good. There's stuff here. And you know, this was another beach that actually just taught me patience. At first glance, it might look like it's, yes, there are a lot of old kitten paws, but if you kind of go slow, there could be some good stuff in there. Looks like this scallop caught my eye, that calico scallop. So yeah, there are a lot of old kitten paws here. Look, another painted egg cockle. Yep, for months. I don't know, they must have like unburied a painted egg cockle colony or something, and then all of them ended up on the beach here. Oh, another Arcinella cornuta. Arcinella cornuta. Horned little box. Now, I like them when they're really spiky. A swell little shell. Now this I thought possibly was a crosshatched lucine, and just I couldn't see it. There was just not enough light, and I just couldn't tell if this very delicate pattern was there. So we'll check that out later on when I can actually see it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So it's a little unusual with that kind of like white band going around the top. So that is a calico scallop. Happens to be rather pretty. All right, the lady in waiting Venus clam. Yes, we can find them over here. Sometimes, you know, they are more prevalent on the east coast of Florida, but they do make their appearance over here from time to time. Now, on the left, very pretty calico scallop. And on the right, that is a comb bittersweet. So that I don't find terribly often, kind of exciting. Beautiful, beautiful little shells. Oh, and a turkey wing. Or a zigzag arc, take your pick. Lovely little shells. I'd love to find a hinged one. Not yet. Not yet on the turkey wing. Here's a little rough scallop. Yeah, it's rough all right. Yeah, it's been here a minute. The rough scallops are, well, one, they have a rough pattern on it. That's why they're called a rough scallop. And they're little oracles on the bottom. The little wings, they're just a little bit different. Isn't that pretty? I think that's a little rough scallop. Just because of the color. It's not a calico. Lovely little shell, little scallop. All right, I've made it almost to the southern part of Lover's Key. There's nobody else here. After the rain came, like it was me. I had the entire place to myself. Me and the olives. This is a live lettered olive. Using the bottom of its shell, there's a little siphon sticking out there. Oh, look at, it's moving. You know how fast it's moving? At a snail's pace. Okay, let's see what else we can find here at Lover's Key. Oh, I love this beach. I love that I'm here by myself too. I got the whole, like I said, the whole place to myself. There's little worm piles. So yeah, lots of stuff lives underneath the sand. And so when they eat and they excrete, they can create little piles. So me and the worms and the lettered olives. Oh, and a piece of an, oh, it's not a piece. Oh, look at that. Oh, an alphabet cone. I actually thought that was only going to be a piece. And that just goes to show, be curious, my friends. Investigate. And I'm telling you, like half the time I look for one thing, I end up finding something else anyway. So stay curious. Oh, that's terrific. Alphabet cone. Oh, a sand dollar. Yeah, and I try not to use the edges because I don't want to break them. So I will push the sand up underneath. So we have a wee little sand dollar here. Oh, and that'll go in my little delicates container. Awesome. I don't know. We'll see if I ever tire of picking up sand dollars. Not yet. I've been shelling about 6 years now and still going strong. All right, that I do hope I will fill with rose petal tellins. So that's a little Atlantic giant cockle. And I do hope to find some rose petal talons. And so I'm going to grab that cockle. Okay, here is a chestnut turban, a little worse for wear. But still, oh, when you find them in good condition, they're so pretty. So that's a little kind of a beat up chestnut turban. A flat. Oh, cool. All right, it does have a lot of that calcareous tube worm stuff on it, but I'm going to grind it off. Me and the Dremel have become pals, and so I'll show you that at the end of the video. That's got to be a bay scallop. Just because of the coloring on it. That is just gorgeous. Yep. So that's another one of our fun scallops, the bay scallop. Oh, here? Okay, so here's a lettered olive. And when you look at that bottom, that little notch on the bottom of the shell, yep, that's where the critter comes out. That little siphon kind of pops out the bottom of the shell. A lettered olive. Oh, gross. Okay, we'll take that off. There we go. There's a rose petal Tellin. You've been here a little bit. It almost has like a dry look to it. I'm still keeping it. Still gonna hold on to that. Now here's an example. I talk from time to time about glue and things that glue each other. So we have a kitten paw and a corrugate jewel box, both of which will glue themselves to things and then filter feed. When the jewel boxes get older, they will detach and kind of free swim around and whatnot, but a lot of this stuff kind of glues, like a barnacle, the way that barnacles glue themselves onto things. Same principle with some of the other shells. Whoa, a second cone. All right, that's awesome. I did not expect cones. All right, tops a little bit, so it's fine. That is a fine alphabet cone. Oh, another rose petal talon. Move over, Distocenia. I want this rose petal talon. Yeah, that one kind of has a dry look to it too. Like it's been here a while, just been probably exposed to the sun. Still gonna keep it. Look at that. Okay, so that is a colorful moon snail. Kind of a really interesting pattern. I wish I had found it when it was in great shape. Really weird that it's got that, I don't know if that's a drill hole or a break. I don't think they're very tasty because I don't normally see drill holes in the colorful moon snails. Oh, whoa, look at the color on that. So that's what I mean when you find a chestnut turban that's in really nice shape. Oh, and the color is so pretty. That's awesome. I never do find the operculums, but at least I get to find the chestnut turbans down here. Oh, look at that. That's a true tulip. Or is it? Actually, I think that might be a banded tulip. One of those orange ones. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. So that is just the bottom piece of a Junonia. Very desirable. Even if I found a piece that was like 1/4 of an inch big, I hang on to it. So I am going to keep that little bottom of a Junonia. I've heard with the dredging, a lot of people found Junonias here. I was not fortunate enough to be one of them. All right, there's a chestnut turban, not quite as glorious as that previous one I picked up. Still fun. Still fun to know that they're here. Oh, coquina. So that is a little coquina. Lovely. I love the variation in the color. Yep. Great little find. Love seeing a little splash of yellow. Now, this is an East Coast shell. This is a giant bittersweet. Beautiful color. And that's got to be from dredging. I mean, you just don't find them over here very often. So this is the south part of Lover's Key. I love this park. Check this out. So this is a crown conch. Look at the, I mean, just the sheer size of it. That is fun. I don't know if that's a I mean, it could be a fossil. I don't know. I haven't quite moved into the I'm interested in fossils phase. I don't know if I ever will. They're kind of interesting to me. They just don't fascinate me the way they do some other people. But that just the size of that shell, that is very interesting. I don't ever find them that big. That's probably a fossil. All right, let's see what's hiding back here. Oh, a little rose petal Tellin. Yes, hinged no less. That's fun. It is kind of rewarding when you you go to a beach and you want to find something and it does show up. Oh, yes. I kind of struck out on these on Fort Myers Beach last week, so try to make up for it over here. So fun fact, yeah, the rose petal Tellin also comes in white just to make things interesting and irritating for me to identify shells way back when. I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, they do come in pink and white. I do admit I kind of prefer the pink. So I probably spent a couple minutes picking up, yep, some of those pink ones. I mean, how could you not? Isn't that pretty? Yeah. And I am not ashamed to say I've been here with some other people and the rose petal Tellins were here. So they kind of keep showing up here. And as long as they're here, oh, okay. So this is the other thing I was kind of hoping I would find. A crown conch. Look at that. Oh, that's spectacular. Now, normally when I find them, they're like very, very muddy and I really can't tell how it's going to clean up. That one I have a very good feeling with. And some of these Tellins are a little muddy too. That is okay. They're the only, I'm trying to think, well, I mean, calico scallops can be pink, but yeah, I do love me a good rose petal Tellin. And there were a lot. There were a lot of them there. Okay, I'm going to move into the mud and see. Okay, this is the egg casing. So those are little eggs from the crown conch. They look kind of like a row of coins. I don't, likely they're not viable at this point. They should have hatched and become little babies. All right, there's a live one right there. I do see its proboscis right there, sticking out of its shell. So I'm going to leave that one alone. I harass enough of these, not on purpose, but I want to check if they're alive or not, because I would like to take the shell home, but obviously if it's inhabited, it must stay here. So this inhabited, sorry, critter. Okay, we'll just put you right back down. Oh. This empty. Okay. Thwack. Yes, they did a lot of thwacking today. All right, I see some color. Good sign. All right, here's two more. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you look like there was a yeah, that is alive. And alive. It's hard to tell sometimes. That one. All right, still have one keeper. Woohoo, got a little bit of color on there. All right, I almost lost my shoes many, many times in this mud. Look at little horseshoe crab. An ancient critter. It was a little one. Yep, they also apparently like the mud. I'll see them at Bunch Beach too. Kind of in the same kind of conditions, like more still, not directly Gulf facing. A little bit muddy. And that's okay. If that's where the shells are, that's where I'll be. Empty. All right, I do see some color. I see what I mean. So these, you know, I wonder if I like them because it's like a surprise. Ooh, another one. Like, I don't really know what they're going to look like until I kind of get home and start scrubbing them. So it's like a transformation with these crown conchs. And it's been a while since I've had a good day. All right, you are alive. I have not found them. Yeah, it's been a while. You are alive. You are empty. I'm going to thwack you. Yeah. Oh, super muddy. No, I see some color there. So if I think it's like, you know, if I don't think it's going to clean up, I'll just leave it. Oh, I see a proboscis. Yeah, right there. There it is. So we'll leave that critter alone. They do a really good job at hiding. Oh, is this? No, I thought that might have been garbage. No, that's just seaweed. I don't need to take that off the beach. Empty. Yeah. Yep. Ugh. That's okay. They clean up so nice. It was a little stinky, but you know what? That's okay too. You are empty. It's hard to tell. So I'm just kind of delicately, just kind of peek. And that yeah, that's empty too. All right. Some muddy, slimy shells. Not to worry. We'll clean them up at the end. And, oh, sorry, friend. And, okay, that is a Pear Whelk. A rather, yeah, we're just gonna leave that Pear Whelk alone. So trying to keep my shoes on my feet. That looks like a good one. Yeah, that should clean up. Oh, that's another one. Oh, fabulous. Well, there were a lot of them. And then, of course, I kind of was like, why are there so many? Is that bad? So I don't know. That's mud. Yep, we'll do a good thwacking on that. Well, I guess it is what it is. There were enough live ones here, so I don't know. Alive. Empty. Oh, that's great. I can't, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to get home and scrub them up and see what they, is this one? Alive. Yep. Very, very hard to tell, unless, of course, the aperture is pointing up. Awesome. Yeah, yeah, these disgusting, smelly lumps of mud make me very, very happy. Nope, alive. All right, sorry, buddy. All right. I think that's enough mud hunting. I think we can go back to the beach. Oh, come on, fighting conch. Come on, buddy. So we have a little live. He probably would have been fine. I do feel very compelled to help the critters out if I think they're struggling or they're just really far from the tide. So there you go, buddy. It's a little fighting conch. I have all my smelly crown conchs in my bag and the rose petal tellins. Oh, actually, I'm going to be walking back through the rose petal tellin area. All right, that is a live lightning whelk, little guy. You can see its little antenna kind of poking out on the side there. Okay. Look at that. It's probably alive. But I want to check. So, and there's nobody here, so I don't have to, you know, kind of worry. I do worry about uncovering them and like leaving them exposed. All right. Yep. I got enough resistance. You're probably alive, so that's good enough for me. I'll just leave you alone. Oh, here we go. Another rose petal Tellin. Gorgeous. What else? A little horse conch with a little hermit crab. Little Hermie. Can't tell if that's a long-wristed hermit crab or not. Finders keepers, though. All right, back to the Gulf side. Oh, here is another. No, this is a pear whelk. Now, what's kind of fun is that the body of the lightning whelk is black and the body of a pear whelk is white. So you can kind of see a little bit of the body on the like the top right there. Another thing I love about low tide, the critters. The shells, of course, but the critters are always fun too. I love those encounters. Oh, here is a purplish Tagalus. Hinged. Very delicate. This, yeah, I don't even know if you're going to make it home. I'm going to put you in my shell bag and we'll just hope for the best. Okay, a live banded tulip. Yeah, didn't find any of those shells. Well, maybe that one, right? That questionable orange one. All right, lots of critters. Very cool. Birds just kind of hanging out. Ugh. I hate plastic. You know what this is, though? This is a balloon. So that's even worse. The only thing balloons are good for is like
inhaling helium and having fun with them. Otherwise,
ugh, they should stay inside. Angel wings, very, very muddy angel wings. Oh, and they still even have their scoop on the inside. So I'll try to clean those up. Yep. They both have their scoop. So I'll, you know, at this size, they're delicate. I'll try my best to keep them intact. There's another chestnut turban. Very nice. Little beaded hardy shell. Oh, there's another. Yeah, that's great. There's a nice little pile up over here of shells. The tinies. Oh, here's a little pear whelk. Very nice. That's a nice color too. Got that rich, kind of like yellow. Sometimes the shells will be like, the base color will be white. Sometimes it's kind of like a yellow. That has a tiny bit of algae. Still nice. Oh, hello, turkey wing. Or zigzag arc. Maybe even zebra arc. The scientific name is Arca zebra. So I don't think we'd be wrong if we called it a zebra arc too. So Lover's Key has been very, very good to me. I have the whole place to myself. It was such a treat. And we're not done beachcombing. I'm just going to take a break for a minute and be quiet so you can enjoy some beach time. Oh, another big, probably alive lightning whelk. And yeah, there's critter. So if there was a lot of people around, I wouldn't have left it like that. It'll be fine. There's nobody here. Here is, we haven't found one of these today. It's a sunray Venus clam. Now, if the clam is open, there's no critter in it. Just if there is a critter, it will be shut tight. This is just hinged. Really pretty. Yeah, that black on both sides. Cool. All right. One of our fancy clams, the sunray Venus. Oh yeah, wind is kicked up, but the weather held off, which was really nice. You never know here. Lately, it's been bananas. Well, I think the weather everywhere has been a little bit crazy lately. And there's storms around. This is what I expected. I didn't expect that storm to kind of push right over where I was going to be. Or frankly, I wouldn't have come here, but it all worked out like a troll. I hid under the bridge and all was well. So I'm already in a good mood. I got all these wonderful shells. All right, there was a lump on the beach, if anyone was just wondering what that was. It was a hunk of watermelon. So I'm feeling pretty good. Really, really happy with my day. Oh, and the shelling is still going on. Look at that nutmeg. That is so pretty. It's mostly white. They do come albino. I have found them. That's a beautiful nutmeg. Awesome. Oh, look at that. A frond oyster. Yep, with some of that calcareous tube worm stuff on it. I just think they're kind of a fun shape. The frond oyster. I've seen them also when I'm diving, which is really fun. Ah, yeah, I literally was like, what? An Imperial Venus clam over here, and look at the color. Wow. Yeah, just wow. So that's the shell that just knocked my socks off. I love them. I was not expecting to find one here on Lover's Key. That is awesome. Grant, all right, it's not a lion's paw, but still. Oh, what a fun day. What a really fun, unexpected little surprise at the end. This was incredible, and I stayed safe, and I have all those crown conchs. I probably didn't forget. There's probably a stink coming from my bag, so I know I had some cleanup when I got home, but what a fabulous couple of hours on Lover's Key. I love this place. It was such a great day. Now, there was a little bit of that garbage, including that evil balloon. So we got 3.4 ounces of garbage today, which means in total, I'm creeping up to 100, but right now I'm at a little over 79 pounds of garbage from our beach. That was not a crosshatch lucine. And this was all the goodies. So there were some lady-in-waiting Venus clams and some worm snails, angel wings, lightning whelk, pear whelk, 2 of those chestnut turbans, some of those zebra arcs, zigzag arcs, and or turkey wings, the sunray Venus clam, the little horned jewel boxes. Those were fun. A couple kitten paws, some coquinas, that comb bittersweet. There were calico scallops, a couple of bay scallops, or at least maybe one bay scallop. Rose petal tellins, including some of those white ones. So there were a couple of calico clams, a broad rib cardita, some augurs, some fighting conchs, a bunch of those egg cockles. Oh, the piece of Junonia, which was fun. And then those other lucines. There were a couple of those lettered olives, the banded tulip, I believe that is, some rough scallops, a bay scallop over there, the Mexican talons, the alphabet cones, the paper cockle, the nutmeg, the chestnut turban, oh my gosh, the flat, the giant bittersweet, and that Imperial Venus clam. That was just awesome. So I did grind off some of that stuff after some acid. It'll probably clean up. It's worth it because the flats, I just don't find them that often. Now, I wrecked all of my scrubbing things. So yeah, first I'm going to scrub that first layer of dirt and slime off of the shells just to kind of see. Yeah, they're quite muddy. And I had bottle brushes. I just destroyed them. So this is what they look like before I put them in bleach. And that's basically what it is. And yes, I am hardcore. I use 100% bleach. I just don't have time to wait around. So some of them, yeah, they do. I can't wait to see. So yep, they're pretty muddy right now, but I will get them in bleach, and once they're out, they're gonna be awesome. Well, at least I hope they're gonna be awesome. They'll definitely be a lot less green. So the crown, oh, look at that one. That one's got the nicest color. So it's obvious some of these are cleaned up really nice and you have some color on them, and some of them I really do want to dip in acid. But for the purposes of this video, yeah, that one's kind of pitted. I'm not going to dip the ones in acid, but I am going to take the ones that I feel are a little bit in better shape, and I'm going to go ahead and put mineral oil on them. It's a safer alternative. Those I'll dip in acid. I'm just going to put those to the side. Then those are the ones that I'm going to put mineral oil on. Yep, there we go. I bought that, I don't know, Bed Bath & Beyond about, I don't know, a billion years ago. So one of those bottles will last you a while. And yeah, use something like a paintbrush. That's going to be a lot easier putting that oil in all those nooks and crannies. And so these have all been oiled. And so I put it on and I take it off with that cloth that I shown you. I just love the crowns. The spikier, the better, with all their weird pointiness and the colors. Yeah, they're really fun. So it's like a mystery because I don't really know what I'm getting until I clean them up. And it's just always my second favorite thing to do after finding the shells is cleaning them. It's so satisfying. Patreons, thank you so very much for coming along with me, choosing to monetarily support me, and I do put a little bit of extra content over there. I will give you an update next week. I am going on a dive, so I will definitely give you some sort of update next week on that. And then next Sunday, we are headed to the East Coast. We're going to see turtles and jellyfish and lionfish. And no, it was not a diving video, but just give me about a week and I will reveal all. So until then, I hope you have yourself a wonderful week, and I'll see you again next Sunday.